Hello, guys. Welcome to another interview. It's been quite a while since the last one, but this is something that I wanted to kind of restart. Today, I am joined by Plasmazillah. He is the creator of several prominent jailbreak vehicles, including the Scorpion, which is right behind us, the Carbonara, the Venom, and the most recent creation, the Blackbeard, which is going to be the grand prize for the next season. Very happy to be joined by him today. Thank you so much, Plasma, for talking to me today.
You're welcome, man. Nice to be here.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. So my first question for you is, when did you first start playing Roblox and Jailbreak, and what got you into the game?
I think it was around 2018. I just found it in the front page and I was like, yeah, this might be good, and sure enough it was.
Okay, nice. So you just kind of found it on a whim. That's kind of how it goes for a lot of these games. Then I guess my next question is, how did you get into modeling, and when did you start making stuff for Jailbreak?
I started modeling around 2019 or 2020. I used to 3D model for this niche mobile racing game on Android. That lets me import 3D models and stuff into the game, like making cars and whatnot, and the game would let me drive it. So before Blender I used this app on my phone called Space Draw to 3D model. Yes, I modeled on a phone and it was painful.
Oh yeah, that sounds painful.
Eventually I did make the switch to Blender, around 2021 if I remember correctly. Then later that year I found out about Jailbreak creations. So I thought, hey, why not, and made my first ever submission, which I believe I posted in early 2022. It was a really goofy model of a Batmobile if I recall correctly. And yeah, then a bit later I started interacting with the Jailbreak community a bit more. The rest is history.
Yeah, interesting stuff. So you've been doing it for about 3 years now then, in Jailbreak. So, what was your reaction to getting your first ever submission added to the game? And remind us, was your first one the Carbonara, or did you have a furniture item submitted before then?
I think it was a rim if I recall correctly, which was added into the blue safe. It was just a rim, but I was bummed when I saw a Seema's message in my inbox. Getting something I made into the game that I play a lot was honestly pretty surreal, and I couldn't have been happier when that happened.
Okay, awesome. And what were your thoughts on the season theme when it was announced, and how did you go about making the season prize?
Honestly, I really doubted the season theme because I knew it was just going to be an endless wave of pirate ships on wheels. I thought I'd give it a try and challenge myself to make something different, something unique. So I did for the Blackbeard. I said it in the submission post, but it was inspired by an upside down / capsized pirate ship. The shape was perfect to base a car design off of, so I experimented a bit here and there and ultimately decided that I'd make it a hot rod. It was mostly inspired by a few Hot Wheels cars, mainly being the Twin Mill and the Lancaster. So yeah, eventually I was happy with the design, showed a couple peeps to see if they liked it, and submitted it. Shout out to Zawo and Shadow.
Yep, shout out to them as well. They're both awesome, and I was able to interview both of them, thankfully. Those were great conversations as well. What were your thoughts on your chances of winning? Did you think there were any competing submissions that had a better shot? And what was your reaction when your submission was selected to be the season grand prize?
Oh, I definitely had a few competitors alright. The Landlubber, the Corsair, at some point even I thought the Adarip had a solid chance of being added the way it became the most upvoted in the season. Though if you want a really honest opinion, I wasn't really surprised at all when I won, and I don't mean this in an offensive way or anything, it's just my opinion, but I just feel like the bar in r/jailbreak creations is just set very, very low nowadays. Less people submitting, experienced creators quitting, you know what I mean. And I felt like the Blackbeard win just doesn't have that same satisfaction I got when the Carbonara got in. It just seems too easy for the lack of better words. Again, I don't mean to dismiss anyone's creations or anything, but I hope to see that bar getting raised up again soon, with more people giving their all for their submissions and creating a solid competition.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I think it's just that now that Jailbreak's kind of wrapped up when it comes to updates, and there's just less interest in the creations. A lot of the most skilled people have left, pretty much. So there's still good stuff being submitted nowadays, but the competition isn't as high. What were your thoughts on the community reception to your vehicle?
Well, it's mixed to say the least, with most being in favor of the negative side. However, I was fully expecting this, so I'm not at all surprised. Most players were expecting a humongous future epic flying ship to be added into the game, so they got really upset real quick. I do understand why, but like, come on, I don't deserve to be called names on the Elon app over some dumb little vehicle that got into the game. I expect better from this community, and I hope to see players respect creators more in the future.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was also sad that the ship did not get into the game, but unlike a lot of those players, I never expected it to because it was just too ridiculous. And yeah, it's ridiculous that a lot of people just don't have any decorum online. And yeah, I hope that people become better at respecting creators. And also, I do want to give you some hope because I think once people actually start unlocking the vehicle and they start seeing how good it is, they'll probably turn around, and I don't think it will be poorly received anymore because it sounds like it's going to have pretty good abilities.
Also, I don't think they have announced this yet, but yes, it can drive on water.
Awesome. I'm so happy to hear that because the thing I want from season vehicles is like a unique kind of gimmick. So for the Cobra, it had its guns. So I'm very happy to hear that this vehicle is able to drive on water. That makes me like it a lot more. So now we will go to the mailbag segment. So I asked my fans on YouTube and on Discord to submit some questions for you. So let's go ahead and take a look at what they asked. So, the first question comes from Haza. He asks, the Venom was originally meant to have a removable spoiler. What changed?
So basically, you know how the car has recolorable stripes, yeah? Unfortunately, since Jailbreak doesn't have a way to implement multicolored parts on spoilers like that, we decided to make it permanent. I hope to see Jailbreak supporting multiple meshes on cosmetic items one day though, however that's probably not happening anytime soon.
Okay, next question comes from Black Kapung. He asks, what is the origin of your name, Plasmazillah, and how did you create your avatar?
Well, this is a bit of a stupid answer, but it was quite literally just kid me trying to find a cool hashtag swag sounding username, and ended up with Plasmazillah. As for the avatar, he's just a bunny guy.
And I take it he's inspired by Y5 from Adventure Time?
Maybe.
Also, Plasma has a Y5 Easter egg on every one of his vehicles, I believe. Were you able to sneak one onto the Blackbeard as well?
Oh, obviously.
Awesome, can't wait to look for that. Okay, next question is about the Scorpion. So, Ross asks, are the Scorpion stats what you want them to be?
I hope for the acceleration to be a tad bit faster, but yeah, due to balancing I understand why it's rather slow at launch. It's a jet car after all, the engine needs to spool up before going vroom neum.
Then Benedictus asks, what is your favorite car in real life, and are you inspired to model it for Jailbreak?
Very broad question to say the least. I have many favorite cars, but if I had to pick one it would be the Porsche 930. I have tried to model it for Jailbreak before, but they always turn out a bit weird, so I never posted any of them. Modeled a few times, I mean.
And then in a similar vein, Red asks, what is your favorite vehicle that you made for Jailbreak? And it doesn't have to be one of the ones that got in the game.
Oh, it's gotta be the Polaire, a no-brainer. Phindr did an amazing job in detailing the car and making the livery plus the presentation for it. It's a shame it didn't win really, we put so much effort into it and I hope to see it added one day.
Then for the final mailbag question comes from Ocean, and he asks, if you could pick a season theme, what would it be?
It's definitely cyberpunk. I have so many ideas for submissions, it's not even funny how they've went this far without choosing it as a season theme.
Dude, that would be so cool. I would love that theme. I really hope they do it soon. So, you mentioned Phindr. I wanted to briefly ask about your friendship with him. When did you meet him, and how did you guys get so close to the point of making several creations together?
Well, it's not really that straightforward. He's a great guy. I met him around 2022 in JBMS and I was surprised to see how much we had in common. So it's really no surprise how we became close with each other. When we started collaborating we pretty much became a dynamic duo. So much so that people started making theories about us. But I promise none of that is true, lol. But yeah, I hope to see us collaborate again for a submission in the future, because he's currently focusing on life and stuff, so it's probably not going to be anytime soon.
And do you have any advice for aspiring Jailbreak modelers?
Well, I do hope to see more creators participating, you know. If anyone is interested in making stuff for this game, please, give it a try. This game is starving. And something never give up or whatever. I do know I'm bad with advice.
Yep, I 100% agree, and this goes beyond just modeling stuff for Jailbreak. If you want to make YouTube videos or do anything else like that, just go ahead and give it a shot. Don't wait. Just start and you'll only get better from here.
Preach.
Then for my final question, is there anything you would like to promote? Any social media, any special projects? The floor is all yours.
I don't have anything to promote really. I just wanna give a shout out to my homeboys in LPP, y'all are amazing. Oh, and go watch Adventure Time Distant Lands.
All right, awesome. Well, that's going to wrap up my interview with Plasmazillah. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciated the conversation. Make sure to check out Plasmazillah on Twitter. I'll link his profile down below. And check out his Reddit as well if you want to see some of his stuff. And yeah, thank you so much. I look forward. Hey, yo, what the heck? I look forward to getting your car in the new season. I really appreciate the work you've done. And yeah, wish you all the best with whatever comes next.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.